2. Just got back from seeing Mortal Kombat 2, and my god, the hype was real for this. I've heard nothing but great reviews so far, and the reviews are true. So many fights to this thing. If you were disappointed in the first one with how few fights it had, you will be glad with this one because there was at least a solid 10 of them. And they were all just awesome to see. Now, the bigger thing here, Carl Urban as Johnny Cage. He absolutely kills it in this role. I don't want to say he's the definition of Johnny Cage, but he does the role pretty damn well of a washed up actor who just thinks he's the absolute hottest shit at the time, but realizing now that there's not much of a career to go off of. And the other main character of this film, Katana. I don't really know much about Katana. I've been trying to learn the Mortal Kombat lore recently, and I'm looking at this more as a casual Mortal Kombat fan and more of a movie fan than I am a full-on, I know everything about Mortal Kombat, because I'll be honest, I don't. I always just kind of saw Katana as that badass chick with the fans. And hey, she was way more than that in this movie. She went through a whole character arc for it, and she was one of the highlights of this film. Her and Johnny Cage go through some pretty compelling character arcs. Now, I will give it this. I was not expecting this movie to be as funny as it was. The humor in this was pretty top tier, honestly. And that comes a lot from Kano. Like I said, I don't know too much about Kano in the Mortal Kombat games. I always kind of just knew him as the guy with the laser eye. But man, he was really funny in this. He drops a lot of real world humor of stuff that we have in the real world, not just what they have on their world on Earthrealm in the Mortal Kombat universe movie. Now, the Mortal Kombat games have some pretty unique looking characters to them, that's for sure. Not all of them are typical humans like us, but very stylistically designed with the lore that they have to those games and those stories. And sometimes that can't be translated too well into film of live action. And take example like how the 90s movies were. But looking at this movie, man, I thought it looked great. The characters, the backgrounds, the sets, everything I thought was great. The CGI in it never looked unreal. I only noticed a shot out of point for like maybe 0.2 seconds where it was like, it could have been done a little bit better, but like I'm absolutely nitpicking there. This looked great as it was. There were so many unique designed backgrounds, places, creatures, aliens. There comes at a point where someone that I didn't know he was going to be in this movie, seeing the back of him for a second before the actual reveal, figuring out who it was, and thinking, oh, okay, this movie's looked great so far, but how do you do that character kind of way? He comes out, reveals himself. It looked fantastic. Looked fantastic the entire fight too. Even from looking great, I thought this movie was acting great also. And a pretty good script as it was, because that kind of story can just be so over the top silly. And yeah, it is, but it's in a way where you understand why it's so stupid, but in the best way possible. Now, the villain, Shao Kahn, this dude reminded me of Thanos with just how huge he was, how powerful he was. You see multiple people fighting him at the same time, and he's just wrecking them like Thanos did in Infinity War on Titan against all 6 other people in the Avengers. Very reminiscent of that. This dude is powerful. This dude is hard to kill. At a point, I literally started questioning myself, like, how are you going to take this guy down? Just a badass design and a badass villain who gives off nothing but aura. This is just a mindless, turn your brain off good time of just nothing but gore, bloodshed, action, violence. I thought this was a great film for casual fans, for hardcore Mortal Kombat fans. I'd say definitely up in the late teens to adult brackets. It is rated R for a reason. It is a gory, bloody good time, and there is a lot of cursing in this, a lot of F-bombs being dropped for sure, and I'm not talking about fatalities. It is just a great turn your brain off, eat some popcorn, have a good time type film, and I am so giving this thing a B+ for sure. I had a great time with this. and kind of want to go back and watch it again now thinking back at it. Did you see Mortal Kombat 2? If so, leave it in the comments below because that was a great time and I want to know what other people think about this. Stay safe, stay sexy.